Chapter 9 Chakshusman Andreva Surely blind, though possessed of eyesight. In Sanskrit literary world, Banabhatta is well reputed as best prose writer. He lived in the first half of 7th century. During the rule of King Harshvardhana in northern India, he was born in Vatsres. His father's name was Chitrabhanu and mother's name was Rajadevi. He has written 2 prose works named Harshcharitam and Kadambari. The theme of Kadambari is imaginative, whereas that of Harshcharitam is historical. In Harshcharita, some occasion of his contemporary king Harshvardhana's life are narrated. In all there are 8 sections in it, which are named as Uchvasa. The present excerpt is an edited version from the first Uchvas of Harshcharitam. In the assembly of Pitama, that is, grandfather Brahma, Durvasa, while chanting the hymns of Samveda, quarreled with another rishi for some reason and made mistake in chanting of mantras. This made Saraswati laugh. On seeing Saraswati laughing, Durvasa was enraged. Losing his temperament in anger, he caused Saraswati to take birth on the earth. Frightened of Durvasa's anger, other rishis kept quiet, that is, remained silent. But Brahma scolded Durvasa in harsh words, which is narrated in present lesson. Anger makes a man unable to discriminate good and bad. Hence, in spite of having eyes, he behaves like a blind. The reactions and results of anger are pointed out here. Here are described the things which a person blind with anger cannot see in spite of having eyes. Thus, the moral to stay away from anger is beautifully given here. अथताम तथा शप्ताम सरस्वतीम दृष्ट्वा पितामहो मंगलपटहेनेवेश्वरेण आशाः पूरयन् सुधीरं दुर्वाससम् उवाच. Now having seen Saraswati cursed like that, Lord Brahma, that is, Lit, the grandfather of Durvasa, said to Durvasa, solemnly filling all the directions with his voice resembling the auspicious drum. ब्रह्मण न खलु साधु सेवितोयम पंथाः येनाशे प्रवृत्तः निहन्त्येष परस्तात् इंद्रियाश्व समुत्थापितं हि रजः कलुषयति दृष्टिम् अनक्षजिताम् कियत् दूरं वा चक्षुरीक्षते विशुद्धया हि धिया पश्यन्ति कृतबुद्धयः सर्वान् अर्थान् असतः सतो वा निसर्ग विरोधिनी चेयं पयः पावकयोरिव धर्मक्रोधयोरेकत्र वृत्तिः आलोकं पहाय कथं तमसि निमज्जसि क्षमा हि मूलं सर्वतपसाम् परदोष दर्शन दक्षा दृष्टिरिव कुपिता बुद्धिः न ते आत्मदोषं पश्यति क्व महतपोभार व्यवधिक्ता क्व पुरोभागित्वम् अतिरोषणः चक्षुष्मान् अन्त एव जनः. O Brahmin, indeed this is not the way trodden by good people on which you are proceeding. This way destroys afterwards, because the dust raised by the horses in the form of sense organs spoils the sight of those who have not conquered their senses. How far indeed can, that is, lit, does, physical eyes see? Those who have perfected their mind see all the real or false things with their intellect, which is thoroughly purified. This coexistence of religiousness and anger is opposed by nature unnatural, like the combination of water and fire. Keeping aside light knowledge, how do you get drawn in the darkness ignorance? Forgiveness is indeed the root of all kind of penance. Your intellect, overpowered by anger, like the inflamed eye, clever in detecting the defects in others, does not observe your own false sin. Where the ability to bear the power of severe penance, and where this tendency to find faults of others, there is great inconsistency between these 2 things. The person who is very angry is surely blind, though possesses of eyesight. Nahi kopa kalushita विमुशति मतिः कर्तव्यं कर्तव्यं वा कुपितस्य प्रथमम् अंधकारी भवति विद्या ततो भ्रुकुटिः आदौ इंद्रियाणि रागः समास्कन्दति चरमं चक्षुः आरम्भे तपो गलति पश्चात् स्वेत् सलिलम् पूर्वम अयशः स्फुरति, anantaram adharah. Indeed, the intellect polluted by anger does not consider what is right to be done or what should not be done. First, the wisdom of the angry person becomes clouded. Then the eyebrow becomes dark. The anger attacks the sense organs first, and finally the eyes. First penance is dissolved. Then the perspiration starts. First the evil reputation, and then the lower lip trembles. कथम लोक विनाशाय ते विष्पाद पश्येव जटावल्कलानि जातानि अनुचिता खलु अस्य मुनिवेशस्य हर्यष्टिरिव वृक्तमुक्ता चित्तवृत्तिः शैलूष इव वृथा वहसे कृत्रिमम उपशम शून्येन चेतसा तापसा कल्पम अल्पमपि न ते पश्यामि कुशल जातम. How have your matted hair and bark garments become the cause of the destruction of people like the roots and bark of poisonous tree? This tendency of your mind devoid of good conduct is as improper for this garb of an ascetic as the necklace. With your mind without peace, you are wearing the counterfeit costume of an ascetic like the actor. I do not see even slightest virtue in you, or I do not see even the slightest happiness likely to proceed from you to others.